Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deeper. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone had a wonderful Tuesday. Y'all know it has to be something breaking because look, we're supposed to be asleep so we can get up early to hear these autopsy results, okay? However, right before I went to sleep, y'all, we got some breaking news. Warren Hudson has now spoken out for the first time in an exclusive interview with, y'all won't believe, the Officer Tatum for a whole sit-down interview. Y'all know we got to clock this. Y'all know we got to tune into it and see what is it that he has to say this late in the game. And right before preliminary autopsy results are going to be shared in the morning. Okay. We're not going to be on here just a long time. Okay. Hey, but I had to wake up for this. Let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Philly Girl Juice is in the building. Thank you, sis. And thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Buttercup. Welcome, sis. Thank you for tuning in. Karen is in the building. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Okay. Hey, Karen. She said late night with OB. Okay. You know it's not that often. It has to be something worthy of me just staying up this late. Okay. Hey, Ray from PA. She said, look, detectives, check in. We need y'all with the notepads. Come on, detectives. I know it's late, but we are checking in. Hey, Tosh. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. She said, I got my notebook ready to investigate. Okay, because we're going to have, y'all already know we got to weed through some lies. Okay. Hey, Roger. Welcome. Girl, I was punching the air listening to this interview. I haven't seen it, y'all. I have not seen it. So y'all will have my real raw emotions. Okay. Oh my gosh. So some of y'all have seen it. Hey, the highest point. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Candy Girl Pink is in the building. Smiley is in the building. Okay. I see you. Let's get into it, y'all. We are going to go ahead and get into this interview. She said, I need Mississippi to do their autopsy finding first because they will probably backtrack from DC's finding. Yep, that's true. But it's okay. Hey, someone needs to let us know something. Okay, I'm happy with it. We also know that T.O., he donated $1,000 towards the reward. So that made it 125,000. So no wonder we starting to get interviews, people speaking out and so forth. Okay, so some of y'all have not. Okay, y'all, let's get into this. Make sure y'all tap that like button. And it's not a real long one, thank God. Okay.
Chance to get to know each other over the last 2 days. Went out to Horn Island, so I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things,
Right,
and
right.
the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend, and it's not just you; it's a bunch of y'all. But some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. We talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And
now let me clock this first thing. I thought Nolan's mom said that the main ones are Javon and Jalen that he grew up with. Now, I don't know if she forgot Warren or what, but she was saying a lot of the other boys, they knew each other like from high school, okay, but not really growing up. Yes, right, trying to do some damage control, okay. He talks a good game, but he won't get on the boat with them. And then, hey, Ian, now I'm wondering too, y'all. Well, let me get through the interview because I'm just wondering why he didn't come to the funeral, okay, on yesterday. All right, let's continue.
I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me, and Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. There's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But
as a parent, I would be like, I need to know who you hanging out with, especially middle school, elementary, middle. I need to have seen you and stuff because I don't trust my kids over people's houses. I ain't never met the parents, don't have a good feel for the kids. So I'm just wondering, you're calling him your brother. I'm curious to know how come you haven't gone over to Nolan's house. And it's odd, even Nolan's mom said that a lot of times Nolan would share some of these guys' videos and pictures and so forth, but she didn't see that reciprocated with them. Like they weren't really hyping him up. And now we can see he's saying that he didn't even go over to their house. Okay. It was Nolan hanging with them. That's interesting. Hi, Miss Josephine. Welcome. She said, my besties always were at my house. Exactly. Oh, and something else that I noticed, right? Did y'all peep the words that they are using? It's almost like they're all using certain words, trends, okay? Little clue words or whatever. But when Nolan's father spoke with Jax, he was like, Nolan was like a brother to him. Notice he said the same thing. Nolan's like my brother, What is that about? No, Miss T, this is my first time playing it. Yes, I have not seen it. Y'all get my real raw reaction because this is my first time seeing it. But yeah, he claims Nolan is like a brother to him, but the family doesn't know you. Like, make that make sense. So to me, that's an associate. Okay. You can't even call a person a friend if y'all haven't really kind of had that like at least a couple of times. I mean, that you Christmas time or something. Let me go over here and see what they're doing for like something. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. She said, I got to meet the parents. Yes, come by the house and see where and who my kid is staying the night with. Right. Hey, Linda, she said, I smell BS. A real friend would have spoken out from the beginning. Clock it. Okay, that part. Uh-oh, what do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Miss Josephine. Thank you so much for the super sticker and for you being a sponsor for tonight's live. Now, Roger, I believe some of it is scripted. Just like how when Javon was reading that script that time when they did that interview with Laura Coates, okay? I believe his lawyer is probably sitting right across where in like, you know, right across where he can see him directly. He's probably sitting across that room. And that's probably who he's looking at on what to say and what not to say. Okay? Yeah. It just started, Miss T. Yeah. Sleepovers, all that. Yes. Greetings, OG Patrice is in the building. Saying like a brother sounds like a lie. Not like a lie, because a friend would be like, oh, that was my bro. Right. Okay. Let's continue. The lawyer and the judge. The judge definitely there.
But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, Nolan, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But
hey, Tyrese.
His dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never, you know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So,
and walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of course.
Was it something that you guys did more than just this year? This is a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. You know, being from the Gulf Coast, there's a boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, you know, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, you know, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was, I mean, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like just like to do it all, you know, on the water, you know? And, I mean, Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, you know, have a good time with the guys. And, that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us. And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And, but started 4th of July, you know, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, you know, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And, I mean, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me. And, I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy, we went, topped the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach. And I drove the boat from Fort Bayou boat launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say,
Wait a second. That's too much. Hold on. Are y'all keeping up? Because all this, my buddy, the boat, this, I hooked it up. Hold up. Hold on. This, I got to take a note, y'all. Because wait, what? Look, I didn't think I was going to take out my pen. I thought I was going to be able to follow more. Y'all, let me rewind just a little bit of that because it's a lot of boats in my buddy. Who? Say some names, okay? We don't want to hear all this buddy stuff. At this point, what happened? That's all we want to know.
big deal.
very, very big deal. And I mean, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy Wilson, we went, topped the boat off, loaded.
Okay, so he's saying that him and Nolan were not together during that moment, okay, that morning. So Nolan, we're hearing he has spent a night, okay, y'all help me follow this, right? Who is Buddy? And welcome everyone coming on in. Make sure you guys tap that like button. Also, vote in the poll on tonight. Hey, C-Note. Okay, so did Nolan spend the night at Jack's house? Okay. And it seems as though Warren and Wyatt were together. Now, is there another buddy, or is he calling Wyatt his buddy? Do we have a third buddy? But then he hooked up Wyatt's boat to his truck. Am I hearing that correctly? Oh, Lord, this is a lot. Right, you got to remember the detail. When you lie, you got to keep up with lies, okay? Because, see, this here's a lot of my buddy and all of this. I'm trying to just, look, quit saying that. Give us some names. Okay, you put Wyatt's name out there. Is there another buddy or what? Philly said, oh, gee, you see the eye contact. He's looking around and look how he is sitting. He is not relaxed at all. No, he's not. He's lying and talking in circles and riddles. Yeah, they're sitting probably across from him to make sure he says certain things, that he doesn't say certain things. Okay, the buddy is Jax. He don't want to say his name. Okay, so wait a second. Well, I thought that Nolan had spent the night with Jax because his car and his keys were over there. And why is you telling us all of this? See, you silly. He giving us the long story. Right. Hey, Sonia. Okay, Roger said they want to come forth now. The time that went by. Right, giving folks who have been in a fight to heal wounds. This should not be an interview. He should be faced with harsher questions. But see, he's not going to ask him those harsher questions. Warren said Nolan didn't ride on the boat with him, but did his brother say he did when he went on his rent? Whose brother, Tyrese? When he went on his rent. Not mentioning the buddy is suspect. Come on now. Okay, because which buddy? He has a buddy named Bart. Bart probably was the one who we hear on the video saying, you're not getting on my boat. What? Like y'all said, brother is a rehearsed line. Buddy is what he calls his real friends. Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Right. Who's my buddy? He's trying not to say Jackson's name. Okay. Oh, but you know you got to get up and report on. Right. We up here trying to figure out these lies. No, we got to be up. Yeah, he doesn't want to look at the camera. Okay, so Wyatt is Buddy. Okay, Karen, I'm trying to, because it's like he kept saying Buddy. I'm like, is it another person in addition? Okay, for the last time, that one little part, so we can make sure we got it. Okay, and then we're going to keep it going. Y'all know how we do over here. We're trying to make sure we got everything.
You know, have a good time with the guys, and that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us, and he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us, and but started 4th of July. You know, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming. You know, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal. Huh?
Very, very big deal. And I mean, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy Hudson, we went, topped the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who are you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, you know. There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats. Yeah. I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats. Right. What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart, because we had a lot of friends from college coming down, and I called Bart that morning. I was like, "Hey man, can you take your boat out?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat, and I'll take you and your friends." Of course, I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do, because we went out there a little earlier, because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there.
Of course.
But I want you to tell, you know, the audience, like, what was this trip like? You know, how was the waters? You know, did you guys do anything in between?
So it seems like there were multiple boats. We've already clocked that. Okay, there are multiple boats. Now, remember we were saying that we needed like a diagram of these boats and who's on which boat, because I'm trying to see how this all connects, because Javon and Jalen were also there too. Okay. Nolan, he said Nolan was supposed to get on the boat he was on, but Nolan has to get on another boat. Warren is saying that Nolan was on Wyatt's boat. Okay. So then there's this other boat. There's a Bart guy. Lord, this is a new character. They didn't unlock the new character. I hadn't heard that name before. Bart. Warren is on Bart's boat. Child, when I tell you, I'm gonna have to go back and rewind to see if I see it with y'all. I'm gonna rewind this thing 20 times because I'm trying to do a flow chart. I just cannot believe this. This is a lot going on. How you get all of those people? So wonder Javon said, "Oh, we couldn't get on there. Nolan couldn't get on the boat because our boat filled up." So y'all have all of these people on one boat, and then you got to fill over into this boat. Then it's a lot of people that were out there, and they were all traveling together. So to be clear, you and Nolan were on separate boats. Yes, that's what he's saying. Officer Tatum going to try to milk off this interview. How many parts he going to break it down? Okay, right. Who drove the boat you had if you rode out with other people? Oh, that's a good question. Because he had a boat that was tied up to his truck, hooked up to his truck. So who drove that boat? Oh my gosh, he's sprinkling a little truth wrapped in a whole lot of lies. Exactly. This boy is going straight to hell if he is lying, because Nolan is not here to speak on what took place. That part, okay? That part. Let's continue.
The time you rode and the time you get to the island, was it music? Is it like a big party? Like what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, you know how, I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, you know, we're just trying to make sure everybody, you know, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like, it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island.
Of course not.
A few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is, you know, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles.
Yeah.
Of boat. When we went out there earlier today.
Now wait a second. He said they got there at 10:30. Okay, I'm gonna definitely gonna have to go check that time, because I thought it was about 11 something. He's saying 10:30. What do y'all think about that? Asked, do he recall an argument that included Nolan while on the boat going on the island or on the way back? That's a good question, Candy Cane, and welcome. But use your words. Clock that about he spent the night with Nolan. That part don't make sense. No, he's saying he didn't spend the night with Nolan, but I thought the car and keys were at Jack's house. So I assumed that's where he had spent the night, because he told his mom that he was spending the night over to one of his friends' house, and he cooked before, you know, he left. Now, if he didn't stay at Jack's house, and his car and keys were at Jack's house, then we got a whole other issue we haven't thought through. We have another issue. Yes, that's what I thought. Right. Clock it. Come on, detectives. What is he talking about? He said that they got there at 10:30. The GPS said the boat arrived at Horn Island at 11:15. But y'all, we have to consider something. They've only provided GPS data for one boat. He just said there were 3 boats. Like, we would literally need GPS data for all 3. Okay, so that's something to think about. I don't know, Candy Girl Pink. Hopefully we'll find out something this morning, because it's now it is now Wednesday. Okay, he is terrible. Why don't he ask who provided the alcohol to the minors? Okay, come on now. He should have. He trying to throw a distraction, because how is he on a different boat if one of the boats was tied up to his truck? Yeah, like, what happened with that boat? He said he spent the night with Nolan. I thought he said he didn't. I'll go back once we go through it one good time, because I thought he said that he had gone to his house, then went to McDonald's. He had hooked the boat up, but he said Nolan wasn't with him that morning. Okay, got you. Thank you so much, Roger. Okay, let's continue.
Hey, when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's...
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park, because they want to be around other people. And the East End's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like every area of Horn Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do you do? You know, when I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Like, I mean, everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need, because, I mean, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up, because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. I mean, but when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set.
Right, Bradley. Okay, you brought up a great point. Nolan was found fully clothed, but he was last seen in only swim trunks. Means he had to get back on the boat, or someone clothed him after death. And see, we hadn't heard that until that Cajun Navy guy did that interview with Nancy Grace. Okay, we hadn't heard any of that. Warren and Nolan stayed at a friend's house, I guess Jack's house. Okay. You silly Buttercup. I could imagine them peeing in the water since there was no bathroom. A 10-minute boat ride from the dock to the island. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Designs Decor. Interesting.
And we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. And then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, I mean, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah. So y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine. 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women.
The drinking part at 18, I'm surprised him being a former officer, has not brought that out. But I guess because he wants to stay on the good side to get the interview, you know, I would not have just let that slide like that. Okay. Because that drinking is what led to a lot of this arguing and fighting. Okay. They probably had whoever was driving the truck with the boat take that boat to the second island. Okay, she said, let me look at his ears. He left. Also, the Cajun Navy offered to have their dogs sniff the boat to help out, and law enforcement refused their help. Ooh, and you know what? I can see that because when they were searching the area, there were boats tied up by one of these. I think it was Byhorn's Island in one area because they said it on the dispatch, but they never went to look inside of those boats. Okay, to see if it was a body there. And also, y'all, I was looking at a video of Fort Bio. They have these little, it's like a, let me show y'all right quick. I'm gonna bring this back in 1 second. I don't know what you call these, but notice here, you can drive down Fort Bio and there are these little docks, mini docks, where some people put their boats there. Okay, whether it's an old boat or if you dock there, but they have these lining the water too. And I said, well, hey, you know, they went out to Fort Bio a couple of times. Was it something in an old boat, or, you know, did they park there and one of the other boats took off? Then when they had to come back and allegedly put the body back, they don't have to go too far. Like, I don't know, but that was interesting when I saw that video, and I did a snippet of this because who knows, with all these doggone boats, it seems like everybody got a boat. Do they have older boats that they put out here at Fort Bio? Like, what was that about? Because they went out there multiple times. Okay, so I had just thought about that too. All right, let me remove that.
You probably had alcohol, so y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You know, you guys out there, the friend groups out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, you know, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. They in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, you know, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, you know, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. You know, we're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, you know, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, you know, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and, you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan. And I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So,
yeah. And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and, you know, I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's, you know, just all, like I said, like, just so joyful, like always.
Oh my gosh. Look. Okay, y'all hear Javon's name about to come up. Okay. Yeah, he finished, yes, he just finished high school, I think. He graduated 2025. He was at Southwest Mississippi Community College playing football. He's done confused me again with storytelling. I think that's the whole point. Oh, best believe I'm gonna break this video down. I'm gonna sit and do a whole diagram, okay? Because you can miss me with all of the fluff. We want the details. 10 miles from dock to the island. Okay, thank you so much. Nolan does not drink. Javon's name is entering the picture, okay, this scene. And was he drinking? Who got you all the alcohol? Okay. They probably let them buy it. He's calling everybody buddy except for Nolan. Ooh. Okay, let's see how we can connect the sides. Okay.
Happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan, you know. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. You know, no one takes anything that serious. You know, we enjoy our time together. You know, I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, you know, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, you know, all my buddies are the same exact way. You know, Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying. And
now, I thought he was going to say something about Javon. Shout out to Caramel Shell for the super chat and for being a sponsor. She said, yes, it was a bunch of people out, but out of all of them, they had his keys and phone. Shut up, Warren. Watch how many times he mentions Javon, the clues. Yeah, like, wasn't he about to go into something about Javon? Y'all see the setup. You say buddy 10K times and say Javon's name a few times, so he doesn't know anything, see anything, but Javon and the other kids do. Okay. But do you delete? Come on now, because now we know it's a group chat. That's probably where all the conversation really been happening since people been out here talking about them too. They probably still got it, trying to send little notes. Okay. Look, watch this channel because they saying this, trying to see what everybody's saying. What was the argument about if Nolan was always smiling? He started to stutter. Talking about he was high. He was high in line.
They're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So.
Oh boy. Y'all, he gonna break this. He said part 2 coming soon. Ooh, y'all. This is crazy work. What in the world? I think if I hear buddy just one more time, y'all, that is in my head right now. Buddy this, buddy, my buddy. Shout out to Philly Jules for being a member for 4 months. She said everyone is a buddy but left the brother behind. Oh, come on now. Vanessa said jealous of Nolan. They were talking about their careers, and those guys talking about Nolan probably were saying, I can tackle you, man. All your buddies gathered around Nolan and played with him like I'll have to see what the rest is. He started stuttering. Man, please explain this phone not return and the reluctance of returning the keys. He's saying a whole lot of nothing, but there's a lot in the details. Right, exactly. The skillet head fool is lying. Look at his nose, 2 weeks worth of lies. Man, I wanted to hear the rest of it. What did he say? He's going to milk this interview. We all buddy now. The interview needs to go to the grand jury. Definitely that. I'm really irritated by Tatum and this. Nolan's gone and all these people playing interview games. He don't want to look at the black man. my buddy. Buddy is a cover, but when he mentions a name, clock it. Oh, come on, life. Okay. This YouTuber and a few others are convinced race isn't an issue. How can he say this after former judges' reaction? They can cut this video up to bite-sized pieces, but this interviewer had better. He needs better detailed questions. Right? He's reminding me of the My Buddy dog. Y'all silly. I hope they cut the interview because that boy was playing on our top heavy. Okay, 20 to 30 people, and none of them spoke with Christine. Oh, and no one called him. Y'all, I'm telling you. Mark my words, okay? We were trying to look for the link in the friend groups. Guess who the link is probably going to be? I want y'all to clock who the link is probably going to be that was a part of both, okay? And know some stuff. Know some stuff too. My mind is blown, y'all. OMG. I'm definitely going to go. And I suggest y'all do it as well because it's about the details. I know we kept hearing Buddy this and he was going all the way. Well, usually when it's like that, I'll just pause until I get everything down. Okay. Now, y'all, I want to show y'all these videos because today Kim Raleigh found two of the girls so far. Now she goes live a lot. I think she's found another one too. But y'all know the pool party. She found out whose house that was. Okay. It wasn't Evan's house. It belonged to a family whose last name is Mossy. They have even found the girl, and she compared it with the, that troll. Not that the story may not be true, but it was under a troll page about the pool party. She even found the girl's name in that. I said, wait a second. I was watching this in real time. Okay, so let me find, because I want y'all to see how she walked through this. Okay, let me post it. All right, give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Okay, here we go. This blew my mind today.
I never looked yet, but I know there's a girl named Natalia in that story. I know there's a girl named Natalia in that story. Didn't I tell you? Goddess of memory, bitch. They was trying to get Lucy and Natalia to try some. That's Natalia Mossy right there. Natalia Mossy to the front of the room, baby. And we're getting somewhere because now I know. Natalia Mossy, you have proven to be at the party. You are proven to be a witness. You need to go to the police right now, get the $125,000 and tell them what happened. Because you and your whole family is going to go down because it's on your property. It is on your property. Natalia, go to the police right now. Right now. Natalia Mossy, you have proven to be at the party. You are proven to find her in the pool picture photo. Find her in the pool picture photo. This is Natalia Mossy. You need, look, soccer, another athlete, a lot to lose, a prominent family. Natalia, you better go to the police, Natalia. We this close to closing in on you. You don't want to go down for this. You were innocent, but you're a witness. You're a witness. Mm-hmm. Find her. Lucy Seal is a former varsity cross-country and track athlete from Our Lady Academy in Bay St. Louis. You need to go to the police, Lucy.
So this is another person in the pool.
Lucy, now this is Natalia Mossy. This is Lucy Seal. This is the pool party at the Mossy's residence. Locate Lucy and Natalia in this picture, and we need to call them to the front of the room because they need to go to the police and tell them what happened and get that $125,000 and split it. Now, I just gotta tell you.
Look, y'all, they found them in the yellow. That's Lucy on the left. Here's Natalia in the front. Okay, so regardless of whether. And when I tell y'all Kim Raleigh does not play, child, I said, wait a minute, you step away from the computer and come back in 5 minutes. She has 20 more videos. You got to catch up. Y'all, even if people want to say, oh, that was June 27th, guess what? That was right before the holidays. Okay. So even if some of that stuff happened before, child, that's still horrible. Okay. The child were fighting before. That doesn't look good leading up to the 4th. Okay. But I truly believe that this was on the 4th. And for the simple fact that she could pull out the girl's name, whoever wrote that was very detailed. And these girls' names was in that whole little post. Okay. Why was Nolan face down? They were punching, torturing Nolan. Him and his buddies took turns. Probably so. Yeah. And hey, y'all, I'm still questioning some of the stuff that Cajun man was saying. Yeah, she's wild. She's funny to me. I ain't gonna lie. And she's smart. She can find you. I said, I never want to be on your bad side. Okay. Let's see what else she had today.
So, class, what did we learn today in law school? What did we learn today in bedroom law school? The pool party was in Pass Christian at a house owned by the mall.
Okay, in my opinion, all of the votes matter. All of the votes matter. And the reason I say that, excuse me, is because did some of these boats go and deliver things while someone was with Nolan's body? You know, because remember when they went to get the phone, Tashima was like, well, dog, did y'all have to walk to Horn Island? That it took a long time to get it. You know, where did all these people? This is why it all matters, because they could be witnesses, accessories. We don't know. Where were all of y'all that was with Nolan? Because he wasn't just with one boat while he was there. They were mingling. Okay, so that's why, in my opinion, they all matter. Yes, girl, she will expose it. I was like, wait, and so this Mossy family, they own, like, I believe, car dealerships and things, and so they must have rented out this house to have this pool party. Katie McCormick for sure will be testifying at the grand jury. Okay, I believe that too. Yeah, she's crazy. She said, go get that 120. Go get that 125,000.
Aussies. Natalia and Lucy were both witnesses in that story, okay? And they are both in the pool party right there. And the Mossies own the residence. Man, Crump, sharp then. I need more than 100 racks now, baby. I'm fucking sending you that invoice. Ma, how long we been sinking?
Okay. Now okay, so she put a theory. This was 1 hour ago. She said, my theory is Nolan was unalived at that pool party and they hid his body in one of the pool houses on the Mossy estate. We have 4 pieces of evidence that suggest the party was in fact on July 4th. The story, which we allege to be a true story from a fake account because the author is scared. USA shaved in dude's chest. Fireworks besides the pool. Red ribbon decor. We have located 2 witness names described in minute detail from the story to be directly next to Nolan in the pool. And one of these names matches the home owner. Ooh. Because the house was in Pass Christian, that's, I guess, a city there, a bit further away from Horn Island, they couldn't get out there right away to dump it, which is why they needed a place to store it and why it washed up 2 days later. The boys deleted Snapchat, drove home to bring the phone to the judge to make up some story, and then had to have gone back to retrieve and dispose of the body sometime after returning the phone. They had to give the phone to Tashima. Now, y'all, let me ask y'all this question. Have we ever heard of where the phone was located? I know she said Wyatt's truck, but did they ever say which house? That's the part I'm missing, because I was seeing people saying, oh, it was at Warren's house, but I don't recall that being at Warren's house. So I don't know whose house the phone was at. I just heard her say Wyatt's truck, but it's possible because Wyatt could have been over to Warren's house during that time. Yeah, they need to check tool sheds, any pool houses. Okay. Jack's house is where the keys and car was. Yes. But what about the phone? Because remember, they said the phone and the keys were in different locations. Oh, wow, y'all. They found another girl in the pool. I told you since day one, the person named with the story was Anna. Anna Kate Ivy. Oh, wow. Please find out if this is the same girl in the pool, Anna Kate Ivy. And she just posted that 19 minutes ago. So they're trying to find all of. Okay. Shout out to Kim Brawley. Y'all make sure you are following her because she really lays it out and funny at the same time. I'm going to drop her link into the chat also. Let's see, the apartment building. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the word salad is nasty, right? A lot of buddy. They only need chlorine from the pool or something that takes chlorine away. For blood, if there's any blood. No, they never directly said where Tashima went. Okay. Thank you, Six Figure Days. I was wondering because I was like, I don't recall her saying whose house. Yeah, they are finding everyone. That's why Warren is coming out. See, the thing of it is, and we already clocked that, who's going to be first to come out? Who's going to be the first to put out the narrative or tattletale? Because y'all know they'll snitch on each other. Okay. Now that the stakes, the money is growing, then hey, they know it's a potential for someone to actually go and tell. They're trying to get ahead of it, and he's going to set the tone for what happened. Okay. Put his narrative out there himself before, because hey, you got the reward money increase today, and then you actually have tomorrow or this morning in a few hours, they're going to talk about the autopsy results, preliminary, the independent autopsy results. Now, it says a lot too, y'all, that the NAACP director, I believe, is going to be a part of this. That speaks volumes too, okay, for that. And then, yeah. And what about Nolan's wallet? Yes. Okay. He did say he was going to say something about getting the wallet, but they had closed the door. I guess it wasn't trying to be bothered. They called the police on Nolan's dad when he was trying to get the keys. The police did, because we heard the dispatch for that call too. And it was people out there arguing, and it was loud. They said it was about to turn physical. Yes. It was a lot of white tea girls. They were jealous of Nolan. Yep. Oh, got you. Okay. The chlorine to prove he was in. Okay, got you. Did y'all hear the new update about Warren and them is supposed to be telling the truth? Yeah, we just listened to it. Yes. She has another video. Mr. Dean needs to go to the police. Oh no, I didn't play it on here, but yeah. You know who Mr. D is. Someone came under there. That's how she really started investigating that house, because during the funeral that day, when she was doing her videos, there was a fake troll page saying that they were Evan's parents and was like, that is not our house. You are scaring my family. So she was like, you thought you were slick. I'm going to find out whose house it is. Okay. And she started looking into it. People were sending her stuff. And y'all, I was watching it in real time. Like, she knows how to find stuff. I don't know how, but I said, I never want to get on your bad side. I don't want to get on your bad side. Okay. She's, someone said she's like Aaron Brockovich. People running photos through AI to reverse trace. Yep, that's true. Okay, thank you for joining, Miss Josephine. The grand jury is coming. Hey, Zoe, welcome. They don't want the feds to get involved. I think they should. Yep. Well, I think that I thought I read somewhere on Facebook today where the NAACP guy that's going to be there, when they're reading the preliminary results, that's one of the things he's requesting is for the Justice Department to get involved in this. So I don't know. That's something to consider. Let's see here. Okay, let's look at this right quick. Shout out to Plunder Studios because she is on it, y'all. She clocks the details too. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So she said this was in response to the interview. She said Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking. It's now 4:30. So according to the Officer Tatum, Nolan Wells' best friend tells the truth video. Okay. So Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. Let's see here. Hold on. Is she just doing the transcript? Oh, maybe she's just doing the transcript. Oh, I thought she was giving her take because she's the one that went through all of the okay. Oh, y'all, I like this because I'm a visual person. I like that she wrote it out like this. Okay. Oh, okay. So it says, but started 4th of July, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Very, very big deal. Why is it such a very, very big deal there? Okay. Thought it was like that everywhere. And I actually stayed with Nolan that night. Oh, okay. Buttercup said that too. So see how when I'm visual, I learn better like that. So he did say that he stayed with Nolan. Oh, I like this. Can y'all see it? Let me make sure it's big enough so y'all can read it. So this is like a transcript from that interview. Okay, because he was saying buddy too much. I love her. Baby, she doesn't play. Okay, shout out to Plunder Studios. So then it says, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house. And I woke up at my buddy's house. It sounds funny when I'm reading it like he's saying it. And we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. So I guess he's saying he spent the night with Nolan at his buddy's house, but when he went to McDonald's, Nolan was not with him. Okay. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And first I ran to my house. Then I went to McDonald's. So he said he went to his house first, then he went to McDonald's to get breakfast. Then he came back and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. You already said that. See, this how you know. See, when it's outlined like this, y'all, you can really clock it. Okay. This how we know it's kind of scripted. Like he's almost yes, YouTube can transcript it too. Yep, you're right, Candy Cane. I didn't think about that. Buddy in the Midwest has different connotations. Oh, okay. Say that. So you can see how he's trying to memorize a line, this script, because he's trying to remember what has he said, and he's repeating certain things. That's why it seems like it's scripted to me too. Then he said, my buddy Wyatt and I went and with my buddy, and we went, filled the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. So it looks like, was there another buddy? Because he said my buddy Wyatt and I went in with my buddy. So unless he got confused, I know that he went with Wyatt. Where was Nolan though? You see what I'm saying? During that time, when he came back from McDonald's, okay, he already said his truck was the boat was hooked up to his truck. So then he's saying my buddy Wyatt and I went, and then he said and with my buddy, but maybe he just repeated himself again. And we went and filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. So where was Nolan? Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach. So he has a boat on his truck, and now they put an 18-foot Palm Beach in the water. Then he says, and why I drove the boat from Fort Bio boat launch, and why I drove the boat from Fort Bio boat launch to my buddy's grandparents' house. But I guess I'm still wondering, y'all took the Palm Beach boat over to his grandparents' house, his buddy's grandparents' house? And what happened to the boat that he had hooked up to his truck? Okay, where the grandparents live? Child, we done brought in some more characters. Have y'all ever heard anything about the grandparents? I can't. Oh my gosh. Whose grandparents? Yes, he kept hesitating. The buddy he spent the night with, Nolan. Nolan was at the house. Okay. Remember, they have a buddy called Morgan too. So maybe he doesn't want to say Morgan's name. The second buddy had the boat on his truck. Wyatt had the small boat on his. She said, at this point, just lock them all up, child. So Nolan's keys and car was at Jack's, so maybe that's where they stayed. Or Wyatt. Yes. He's only calling people we've heard. Right. Yes, we need to see that McDonald's receipt. Did they have any video footage? Right. I thought I was the only one, and I'm very intelligent. Maybe because it's late, but child, I feel like I'm missing a person. And whose grandparents? Okay, so now we're including somebody's grandparents. Buddy 1 and Buddy 2. I'm sure they were. It seems like spring break type of party. Yes. That's what it seems like, DJ. Okay, he said he was driving. He said, and why I drove the boat from Fort Bio boat launch. So maybe, am I missing a piece of the story? Because he went from Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water. But then he said, I drove the boat from Fort Bio boat launch. So is that where they left from to go to Horns Island? Because I know right now he's saying to the grandparents' house. I'm still lost on which boat are we taking to the grandparents' house? And does Wyatt live near the Fort Bio boat launch? Oh my gosh. All this time I was thinking Jack's boat launch. Y'all, this might be some lies. Either he lying or the GPS is all of that GPS data is a lie. Okay, y'all see they already was trying to get over with the call in for help. And then later on we find out from the towing company, oh, no, they called back and said they didn't need our help. Well, why y'all put out the other part? Y'all should have said that in the first place. Okay, how close are they to this Fort Bio boat launch? And who's driving the second boat that was on his truck? Because just because he put his boat in the water, this Palm Beach, did he drive the smaller? Wyatt drove the smaller boat. And then maybe Warren drove the boat that he had on his truck. Did he drive it down to the Fort Bio boat launch? And from there, he went to his buddy's grandparents' house? Okay. We're trying to get the details. Were there any female girls on any of those 3 boats? Yes. Those people told him, don't mention my name. Hey, Black Butterfly. Yes, we are. Okay. Shout out to Karen Michelle. She said they done put Ma and Pa. They done put Ma and Pa Kettle into it. Okay. Like, this is too much. He's definitely been coached. Okay. Seems like a ritual type of party. He not using any names. Okay. So then he says, went to the grandparents' house. And that's where we all plan to meet up that day. So we need to know whose grandparents' house and where are these grandparents, where do they live? Because this is where they were supposed to all meet up that day at the grandparents' house. Then he says, and you say we all who you talking about? You, Nolan, or Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there? Okay, that was the okay, I see what she's doing. That was the officer. Okay, he said we had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. That's too many people. Okay, for 3 boats, unless you have like bigger boats. He already said one was a smaller boat. Okay, so you got 20 to 30 people coming out on 3 separate boats. And y'all, did we not talk about that before? We clocked that before he just told us that. I said, y'all, I think it's 3 different boats. And lo and behold, it is. Okay, well, allegedly, because child, look, I'm trying to see what's lies. And so we were all following each other there. And y'all know that includes Jay Von's group too. Okay. It was one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before. And then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, we were there were so many people we had to split up between 3 boats. And we all left and all got there at the same time. Okay. And that's completely incorrect. He says, I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, you know. There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. So you mean to tell me out of all of those people, no one saw nothing. No one, we should have multiple videos out here already. Okay. See, a lot of these people don't want to get involved because some of them are their friends. They know the kids, all of that. Now, y'all out there doing Snapchatting and all of that. Okay. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Shawana, welcome. Let me get to the end, y'all, because I'm getting behind on the comments. These buddies start pre-gaming in the morning. Okay, it seems like they're trying to offload the alleged guilt onto these other people, even though they own boats. Oh, that's true. He never asked them when that picture the media keeps. Well, maybe he's getting to that. Remember, this was part 1. Okay, so remember that part. It's only part 1, so maybe he's going to get into more details during part 2. Okay, then he says there were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there were 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended. Charlie, is he writing a poem or what? Until I could see people from, I mean, there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats. He's trying to explain rows. We know what rows are. I mean, there were people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? What? Oh my gosh. And this guy's he's in college. This is how I know this was scripted. Okay. I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there were tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us. Okay. He repeated that. So then he says, the officer, let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock getting on the boat. You're saying there was multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats, right? So what boat were you on and what boat was Nolan on? Then he says Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22 Triton. Ooh, child, that's one of the boats. Okay, the 22 Triton. on the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down. And Bart, I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey, man, can you take your boat out? Okay, so Bart has a boat too. And he was like, yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat, and I'll take you and your friends, of course. So these parents just let the kids just take the boats out. Okay. I don't hear any parents. They're saying the parents don't want to go. Oh, but I'll take the boat. Like, what? And then it says, so Bart pulled up at the dock. And I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends. And and no one rode out on the Triton. And then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. What? First, he said Bart was bringing the Triton. But in the next part, he says, I think he got confused. He said, no one rode out on the Triton. He must have gotten confused. And then we had a Palm Beach. We know about the Palm Beach. He already mentioned that. Then he said there was like 8 people on the Triton. Then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton. Then there was the rest of the group, which was probably ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line. Okay, so we have 22 Triton, 24 tide line, 18 Palm Beach. 8 people on the Triton. Child, this seems like math. On the tide line, there were like, he said like 16 people. That's like 24. So I guess the other boat, the Palm Beach, had the remaining people. Okay. In 6 hours, the autopsy will be released. Look, you trying to rush me? Okay. Right. He was trying not to slip up. His dumb ass was better staying quiet. He wanted to clarify that he had nothing to do with the Bertram that was seen speeding away. One was speeding. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's the size of the boat. The legal age in Mississippi to drive a boat is 12 years old. I would not go there to be on the water with 12-year-olds driving boats, child. No. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so then he says, so the officer says, so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there. But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was it music? Was it like a big party? Like, what is that? Then Warren says, yeah, well, I mean, obviously music blasting is 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water, sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out. I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle. Or like it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm. Then he says, so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. There's thousands of people. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island with just not a few people. This is thousands of people out there, and there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up? Then he says, I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. It wasn't, but 10:30 is, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there, there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles. Yeah, miles of boats. When we went out there earlier, not earlier today, but we went out there, the island is massive. Okay, correct? It's several miles long, roughly 10 to 12 miles. It's so, do you think that the boats are stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats? Well, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others, like the West Tip. Okay, here we go. Is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July. And everybody knows that. Ooh, y'all hear that? Clock it. People know that that's a crowded area. Okay. See, these boys have already been to Horn Island multiple times. Okay. So they know it's very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park. Ooh, because they want to be around other people. And the east is a little more. There's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. It's not like no one. Every area of the Horn Island is covered 100%. Wow. So you get there, y'all jump out. What do? When I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. So like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending time in the water on the island? Like, how is it? How is that? How is that look out there? He says, everybody, as soon as you get there, there's people in boats. Yeah, grabbing drinks, food, whatever else. Like, everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. Because remember, y'all, they don't have any, like, water there. They don't have any restaurants or anything like that. Whatever you have, okay, for the day, that's it. Okay, so you got to take your own food, own water, all of that. Let's see. She said this is worse than actual math class. Girl, okay. I thought it was me, child. I was like, child, he was really trying to confuse us, but I'm keeping up. Okay. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need, because they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we get there, I help my buddies tie the boats up, because we were at the tide line was right here. The Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. Oh, so he's giving us a visual of how the boats were lined up. Okay. And we were there, was about a drop off from where the bow was. If you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in the water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in the water. But when we got there, we tied up, got, bow, rear anchor set. We tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. Then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party. Yeah. Y'all pretty much having a good time, just like anybody would imagine. 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, right? Out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time. Yeah, of course. And so where's Nolan in this? Then he says, you guys out there, let's see here. Okay, I think that repeated. Then he says, where's Nolan in comparison? Okay, so then Warren says, well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there were so many people out there. I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, you know, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, you know, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. You know, we're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on the 4th of July, but they go out, you know, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, you know, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island. Too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. Clock it. Oh, come on, y'all. I hope the detectives are clocking this. Okay. We got to weed out the important stuff. He is very familiar with Ship Island. Remember when Christine, okay, his mom, Nolan's mom, had shared the post when Nolan was missing, okay? She said, has anyone seen anything around Horn/Ship Island? Okay. He is familiar, y'all, with the sides of the islands that are crowded. They've been out here on weekends. They know these islands. So you can't make me believe that Nolan wouldn't know, okay, I don't need to go into this area because the currents are strong. No, they knew these islands. Okay. They've been out there. And he's telling it right here. He knows a lot about these islands. Okay. So it's not unfamiliar to them. So then he says, okay. And I feel like it was just I talked to Nolan, and you know, Nolan was drinking, everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations. And you know, no one was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon. What y'all talk about? See, I would have been getting that juice too. Like, okay, what was the conversation about? Nolan and my buddy James. Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple of times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So yeah, now said something interesting you told me about this. But he never really goes into any details. Okay, it's very surface level. Why are you bringing up Javon, but some of your other buddies, you're not bringing up their names? Okay, see, they've been watching these channels. They know kind of some people, you know, some things we've been looking into. Okay, where was Javon? Who was Javon? How are we connecting the dots? They watch these YouTube channels, TikTok, NIG. They see it in our People to Play. So he specifically puts out certain people's names. I'm noticing that. So something he said to you, I would say, would be indicative of y'all's indicative. Okay, indicative. I had to get it out of y'all's friendship. And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him, right? And could you share that? So he says, right, yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking. And you know, I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan, you know, just like I said, is just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have of Nolan or a picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan, you know. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. See, trying to make it look like it wasn't no tension there. But see, we've heard, Warren, we've already heard about the arguing. Okay, so don't try to just make it look all gravy right here. Okay. No one takes anything that serious, you know, right. We enjoy our time together. You know, I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. Psych. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk in my group chat. They got a group chat, y'all. And my guys are there too, you know, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, you know, all my buddies are the same exact way. You know, Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So, and then you guys get ready to leave prematurely, right? And like what? Explain that because you guys got there around 10 and it's now 4:30. And then he says people are still out there partying and they're having a good time, but something happened to where it is necessitated you guys get the boat up and running. Can you explain that? And that's where it ended. And we will go now into a part 2. And he said that is coming soon. Okay. Ooh, child. I hope they sue. Why, Javi? Oh my God. These interviews need to be on record. Yes, sworn affidavits. Okay, Nolan wanted to know. We wait. No, that we had left him at Buddy. Left him at Buddy. But that doesn't mean Nolan is in that group chat. Oh, come on now. We don't know. Yeah. Right, Candy Cane. You welcome. I'm more of a visual person. It made more sense to me when I read it. Okay. Yeah, we clocking that. He knows that those islands. Um and notice the boats. He gave names of boats. See, they need to go and get GPS for all of these boats. Every person, the 20 to 30 people that were on these boats, they all need to be called in for questioning. All of them. Okay. Now, Katie's boat, how she got there, I don't know. I don't know if her family's boat was out there, but that's odd. If her family's boat was out there, I don't think that she would have had to have called her family to come and pick her up. So was she on one of these boats at one point in the group of 20 to 30? That lady said memory is good. Okay, she did. Okay. Yep. He named the 3. Pay everybody off, change the report, and then rest in peace, Nolan. Okay. And is it Javon in high school or is he in college? Javon said those are Nolan's friends, not his. Oh, best believe they have some mutual friends. Okay. Have y'all paid attention? Because it's going to be some connecting the dots there. I bet. I bet you Javon hung out with some of these guys. Yeah. Okay. Right. Arrest these thugs. Arrest these thugs. So he could not come out to say anything and he waits till after the funeral to say something. Okay. Yeah, but who had the phone? Can we cross-reference these facts? Warren reported him missing to my. Oh, they'll probably get into that part in part 2. Now I don't know how many parts the officer Tatum is going to have, but hopefully that question comes up because that was stated by Nolan's mother that Warren was the one to contact. Because I want to know that. What made him believe that Nolan was missing? Why did he contact Nolan's mom? I wonder, was Katie one of the girls on the boat? That's what I'm saying, Black Butterfly. I'm wondering, did she ride down with them? Hey, Miss Lily. I wonder why now the interview with Tatum, Nolan needs answers, right? Oh, y'all already know why now, okay? It's to see who is going to flip first and get ahead of the narrative. Okay, pay attention. We already know that reward money is $125,000. They know that although some of them, that doesn't matter because they're, they have parents that are very successful, have money. There are some people that, hey, they know some stuff because kids talk and they don't know what is going to be put out there. So they're trying to get ahead of it so it won't look like he's guilty because he's been so quiet. So let's go ahead and go out here and say all these nice things about Nolan, just make it look gravy that y'all didn't get into it, blah, 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 blah. We had these boats. He's not really given any critical information on part 1. Okay. We were able to kind of get a few details, but some of that was fluff. Okay. I can get through fluff to get to the real details. You let us know that you are very familiar with those islands, okay? You told us about the 3 boats. You even mentioned some names. I still want to know whose grandparents' house y'all went to. I didn't even hear that before. Okay, I didn't even hear that, child. So now we got grandparents. We got a Bart. Who is Bart? What in the Simpsons? I'm like, Bart? Who's Bart's boat is there? We ain't never heard Bart. You know what? How come he didn't bring up Trayston? Okay, who? So is there another boat that we need to add? Is there 4? The funeral, no, they held this for the night before the autopsy comes out. That part, because the autopsy is about to come out as well. Okay, so the reward money was 1, and the other part is in a few hours, and we're gonna get our butts up out of here, okay, because we got to get some sleep to be up, child. They know that's about to come out. Okay, pay attention to the pattern right here. His stepmom, the judge, did she do the same thing? She was quiet that whole time, okay? She did her 1 post, but then notice the night before, Benjamin Crump and his parents, Nolan's parents, were doing their press conferences. Notice she made that post at 9 something that night, saying that they were open to talking to Benjamin Crump. They're not going to talk to any media. They did that as like to get ahead of it, to make it look like, you know, in case Benjamin Crump them said, well, no, we haven't heard from them. We don't know about their lawyers or anything like that. She could say, oh, no, we already did a post. We said we're open to talking. They did the same thing. She did the same thing. Now here he comes with this play too. Now, I will say this though, because the officer said he went yesterday, okay? Now, him putting it out tonight, that could be strategic. I mean, on him. Now, Warren wouldn't have control over when he put it out. I don't know if that was discussed or, you know, if it was the officer's strategic move, you know, to put it out right now. But it was close enough to it. You haven't spoken about this in 2 weeks. Okay, and now all of a sudden, yesterday, you decide to speak out. Okay, his phone was still on. They didn't see everybody calling Nolan's phone. Exactly. That's probably, yep, right. Because why would Nolan's phone on whose boat? Yes, that's another thing. Because remember, Javon said that his phone and Nolan's phone was on the same boat at one time too. Shout out to Sunshine with Pink Peaches. She said, thanks for being so heartfelt. Each case you cover, your empathy and heartfelt compassion is not unnoticed. You laugh, cry, share testimonies, and best of all, pray when you are led. Stay encouraged. Thank you so much. God bless you, Sunshine. You know, sometimes you need to hear that, okay? And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. I can tell you've been rocking because, hey, you know that's how we roll. Okay, come on now. Thank you so much. Allegedly 7 hours later, the call was made to the mom. Right, exactly. So, okay, now y'all, let's think about this too. Where does Javon's brother, come into play? He went there too. Remember? And then he said he left. He left Javon and Nolan behind. So who did Jalen go there with, and who did he leave with? So now that's another question mark with his story. Okay, that's a whole other question mark. Now, speaking of that, let me show y'all this video. This is from Official We Are Human. And he actually has another shot, a side shot of this boat that looks like Jalen is on that boat.
Somebody find it in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. I know I said I wasn't going to do no more videos, but for some reason, things just keep finding themselves to me. I want y'all to take a look at these photos. And one of these photos, there has to be a real version of this photo, everybody. Somebody had dropped this down in my comment section, D. Katie Way or something like that, like a week ago or a couple of days ago or something like that. But there was distortion on the face. So I'm like, dang, somebody already put it through ChatGPT. So I was looking for the original, as it shows that it's probably 18-year-old Nolan Wells on this boat. Now, if they say that 18-year-old Nolan Wells came to the boat with, came to the island with Wyatt and them and everything and such like that, this photo should not exist at all, and I do not feel like this is a straight AI photo. I feel like 18-year-old Nolan Wells was on the boat with somebody, everybody. Now, I need the original photo. Where's the original video that this was screenshotted from, or where's the original photo, everybody? Because this is not the same photo of 18-year-old Nolan Wells riding out to that island. As we know, that boat, it had that little silver crossbar on it. This boat does not seem like it got a silver crossbar on it for them to be able to lean back on to be able to take a photo. So therefore, this would be another time that they're on the boat. Now, I did zoom in on this, and it seems like that person over there has a tattoo on their side. I need the original photo, everybody. We're going to pull this up on a big screen because for some reason, it seems like this would probably be that same boat. Now, I don't know. These photos, I guess, was captured by a drone, everybody. So the answer's going to come out about what happened to 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Trust and believe that. That drone didn't call a lot, everybody. These new photos that's dropping, it didn't show people not leaving the island with the people that they said that they was leaving with, people that they said that they rode out with and such like that. Trace and Shepard, I've been looking for photos to try to find him on Ivy Elizabeth boat. And the photo.
Now, y'all, is anyone in here familiar with boats? Okay, would this be a Palm Beach? Because I don't know, a Trident or a Tide line? Because I don't know. But y'all, this was captured with a drone. Okay, and he's believing that one of those boys is possibly Jalen on this boat, because I'm trying to figure out who did Jalen go with? Which boat was he on? Since he said he knew that Nolan was pretty much missing and he was looking for him for hours before, I guess, his mom found out he was missing. So he admitted that he left Javon and Nolan on that water. So where did he go? Whose boat was he on?
Photo that I seen her on, it doesn't look like Trace and Shepard's on that boat. It also doesn't look like Trace and Shepard's on her actual boat either, because it looks like she might not have even left the island on her boat. But I tell you one person that I feel like I know for sure from this photo, that person right there, and I'm pretty sure everybody done said it in their heads already, the person right there that seems like they're driving and steering is Jalen Williams. Now, remember the other videos I said now, Javon only come back to that island, I feel like, to come and switch up stories and lie for somebody he really loves and somebody he's really close to and cares about. And I said that I haven't heard that Jalen Williams was on that island, but we see him on this boat. This is my opinion. If anybody feel like that's somebody different, please let me know. But to me, that's Jalen Williams right there. I don't know who this may be right here, and they got on black shorts, but then there's somebody up here that I'm suspecting may be Javon Williams, everybody. The only reason why I'm suspecting that is because if you pay attention to those hats, everybody, you look at those hats and you see those same hats right there. And when people are brothers and super close with each other, they tend to match alike with each other. Now let's go back to that other photo. And this is why I say there has to be a real photo that's not ChatGPT that shows this, everybody, because we need to know exactly who these two guys are too, because I haven't even seen somebody on the island that look close to them that has this type of hair. So I feel like ChatGPT did switch this around a bit, and we need that original, but we see that hat. We see that hat. We see that hat. That hat stayed the same, and we need that original photo. I'm only putting this out because I want to see if other people will be able to identify them, and or if y'all saw other photos with them on the boat, everybody. And also if anybody's seen that original photo with 18-year-old Nolan Wells, seeming like he's sitting on that boat with those 4 people in the front. As I feel like that may have been the boat that 18-year-old Nolan Wells left that island on. Because why else would there be a photo with 18-year-old Nolan Wells on the boat, and it's not the same boat that he rode in on, it don't look like? Find it. Somebody find it in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. I know I said I wasn't going to do no more videos, but for some reason, things just keep finding themselves to me. I want y'all to take a look at these photos. And one of these photos.
Okay. So that was the beginning. And y'all, I love when he always said 18-year-old Nolan Wills. He repeats it over and over. Hold on 1 second. And every time he says it, I laugh because he is. When I say he's a thinker, and he go, you can leave it open. He goes, no, go ahead and close it. Thank you. I think a tide line. You think it's a tide line? Okay. That's Nolan's red old chain he had on. You think he lying? Coming to Nolan didn't deserve this. Because what do they know? Okay. Yes, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much, Design Decor. Yeah, y'all, this is going to be crazy. So we're not going to belabor the time because we have been on here for a little bit. So we know that you don't believe. Oh, let me check make sure y'all vote in the poll. Let me check the results of the poll. Hold on, is my poll up? I don't even think I kept the poll, y'all. Where's the poll? Okay. I thought I had a poll going. Well, you know what? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that Warren is telling the truth. Is it? I can't see it on my side. Let me see. Let me refresh and see if it's still there. Oh, here it is. Okay, thank you, sis. Okay, so let me see what y'all said. Ooh, do y'all believe Warren? 83% said no. 17% said yes. Okay. Thank y'all for voting. Wow. Okay, interesting. Jason's mom rushed to say the other son was downtown where she was heading later. I think those two are involved. I just don't trust that best friend. Oh, yes, you're not the only one. Yeah, see, the thing of it is, we talked about that earlier today. He got caught in a lie or somebody lying. I'm not going to say it was him. I don't know because he posted on the 7th that on July 4th, okay, that let me show y'all because I don't want it to be like I'm adding words. Give me 1 second. Okay, here it is. Okay. See here? He was like on July 4th because he posted this on the 7th. On July 4th, my brother right there, or right here, Nolan Wills, was missing. That same day, I went out looking for him for hours. So he already had gone out to look for Nolan, according to him, for hours. Okay. Shout out to Mrs. HP. Thank you and welcome to the open book. I appreciate the support. That bootleg Jim Carrey lying. Ray Ray said, who's the 17%? That's why I found it interesting. Okay. Thanks for voting. Hey, people got their opinions. So yes. So then my thing was, if your mom called you and she's saying, oh, he was downtown. Well, if you had already been looking for Nolan for hours, you would have told them right then that Nolan was missing. And you never said anything to Christine or your mom saying that Nolan was missing and you have been out looking for him for hours. So either he lied or his mama lied. Okay. I don't know which one, child. It's somebody lying. I don't know where. Hold on. Where's my background at? Okay. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, there we go. I just think he needs to be completely honest if he hasn't been, because if the boys know Javon knows something, they will blame him. Yes. You know what? 6-figure days. I'm telling you, they will make it look like it was him. Okay, even if he knows something, I would tell first because they could set him up. Shout out to Barbara for being a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, sis. She said they are all lying. Okay. Come on now. His mama kept nudging him to shut up. Right. Javon's mom could have deleted that phone. Okay. It takes approximately 2 hours round trip. So how many hours did you look for him? Oh, come on now. Did I know that Nolan's other siblings' names that's similar to Javon and Jalen with different last names? Really? I didn't know that. Javon told his mom what happened and she got a hold of that phone. Oh, y'all. Hey, Bird. Look at Bird with the eyes. She's like, what you doing still up? He left both Nolan and his blood brother out here. Yes, that's what he said. Uh-huh. That's what he said. He said that he went looking for him for hours, no sleep for 3 days. Okay. He was there for 3 days, y'all. I guess that was what? At the 4th? Well, child, hold up. The 4th was the 4th of Friday? No. Okay, I guess one. So that ain't 3 days though. Supposedly everybody wasn't really out looking until early morning on the 5th. So I could see you not sleeping on the 5th, and he was found on the 6th. So that's a lie too. Okay, we can clock that too. I don't want to blame nobody but myself. I should have been out there for myself because I left you and my blood brother, Javon, out there on that water. I know I probably couldn't have did much, but boy, I love y'all. Did much for what? So he's telling on himself too. What happened? That's what did you see happen or know what was going on or what? Okay. Hey Patrice. She said I must have missed something. Y'all missed that interview. We didn't see the interview and read the interview. Okay. Warren Hudson spoke out for the first time on the Officer Tatum's channel. He did part 1 tonight. Part 2, he said, is coming soon. Autopsy results are going to be released in approximately 6.5 hours. Okay. Why they won't tell us the condition of his body? Well, I think that they're going to give some info this morning. Yes. She said, I fell asleep on the sofa, just woke up to get in the bed and thought my eyes were deceiving me. Okay. Okay. Y'all celebrating on the 3rd? Got you. Somebody, he's been lying for 3 damn days. That little boy failed math. Okay. A lot of them look like they done failed math and reading. Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. Right. How was he going to help them? I think the brothers know there was a fight. I think so too. I think they all know. Remember, he just said they have group chats. You know, these kids were sharing that map. Okay. So that whole, all the fluff meant nothing to me. Okay. I know y'all got some group chats. Okay. So y'all been in there talking. Y'all probably sharing Snapchats and so forth. I saw it, Queen, and I don't believe Warren at all. Okay, Patrice. Okay, so you don't believe it. Okay. He told himself he knew he was dead for 3 days. Oh, uh-oh. So he already knew. Ooh, this is gonna get interesting, y'all. I just feel it. Right. Okay. Need to go to the Olive. I haven't heard of that candy cane. Y'all think some arrests are coming? Okay. If you look at the blue top boats, those are boats that jump out the water. They call it known for catching air. If your seat isn't fastened, you can easily fall out of the water. Oh, wow. It is called blue top boats. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me show y'all. Oh, those little fast boats. Let's see. I'm trying to find one specific. trying to find one that looks kind of like that one. Because that one had, I think, like multiple seats on the little row. And then someone could sit down in the front part. But I know what you're talking about, like those speeding boats, because yeah, you can fall off of those because they go fast. And didn't they say one of the boats was driving fast? Oh, okay. Let me show y'all this one. Let me take this down. Y'all see that? Sometimes they have where you can sit there and then someone can kind of sit on the front. Maybe something similar, to this. But it didn't have the top on it, though. On that boat, it didn't look like it had the top on. Yes, Javon is his blood brother. Jalen is the older brother. And he was saying that he left Javon, his blood brother, and Nolan on that water. So to me, that made it look like y'all was supposed to come back together. But I don't know. They all, hey, y'all, this is just so strange. Because it's so many boats. And then now we're hearing about Warren talking about they took a boat over to somebody's grandparents' house. And that's where they all met up. So whose house is that? That's where they lunched. They went to that boat lunch and left from there for Horns Island. So I'd never heard of grandparents. I don't know what in the world. I think I know they could have did much, but boy, I love y'all. Boat to the moon and back. Yes. Okay. Shout out to Ray Ray for being a member for 1 month. Thank you so much. She said the truth will set you free, Jay. Girl, you crazy. And that other lady, Kim Brawley, she told him, no, she was telling them, go get their 125,000. They just need to go tell. I was saying it to him too. I feel mad tonight. I cannot keep up. You're not the only one. Okay, it seems like a game we playing. Okay, who's on one? One is on one. Who's on three? Three. I thought you said two was on three. No, he was on four. We all failed tonight. Okay. True crime heads know the cover up is worse than the crime. Come on now. You right about that. 15 to 20 people on Buddy's boat. Y'all, I can't get Buddy out of my head. 15 to 20 people on Buddy's boat, one, and then 7 to 8 on the other two boats. But then it was 16. Didn't he say 16 on the tide line? That's a lot of people on that boat. That must be a big boat. I'm going to look these boats up. Let me see what a Triton looks like. Child, this case here got me looking into stuff that I usually don't even look into. Okay. I'm like, child, I don't know nothing about boats and Tritons and the size and all of that stuff. Okay, so here is a Triton. Let me show y'all what that one looks like. Because I don't know what this stuff is. Okay, so this is a Triton. So wait, they had 8 people on here. Okay, let's see what a tide line of Mama Mac can see, girl. I'm like, child, we are getting stretched out of our comfort zone. Okay. I'm like, what in the world? All right, so let me look up. This is ridiculous. This is sad. We got to do all of this instead of these people just coming out telling us the truth. That's all we want is the truth. We shouldn't have to do all of this research, offer rewards and all of that Just come out and tell the truth. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, so these are okay. So here is, let me show y'all what a tide line looks like. Okay, that's a tide line. This one had about 16 people on this one. Okay. Shout out to a Mama Magazine for the gems. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a sponsor for tonight's live. Yeah, right. Who's on first? He's on first. Okay, I thought he was on second. No, he was on third. That's what I felt like tonight. I'm like, I'm going to have to sit and think this through and map it out in my own time. Okay, now let's see what this third boat in 18 Palm Beach. This is, then they got Palm Beach and, ooh. Okay, so 18. Okay, so this is an 18 Palm Beach. So they must have had a good maybe 5 or 6 people on this boat. What happened, Black Butterfly? I can see your comments. Now, depending on which words you use, sometimes YouTube may hold them. Oh, okay. If it's bad words, so it may have been a bad word or something, you have to misspell it. We fail because we need true or false. Right. Give us some true or false answers. This is too much math this time of night. He said 20 to 30 folks. Warren and them need some more boats. I mean a ship. Well, he said 20 to 30 divided up into 3 boats. So he said on the Triton, it was about 8 people. On the Tide Line, about 16. And then I guess the rest of them were on the Palm Beach. But wait, well, I guess one of those boats was Bart's boat. We still don't know who Trayston rode with. She said, math is my strong suit. Okay. All right, y'all. I think that's going to do it for tonight, y'all. Because look, we got to get up. Okay, we got to be ready for this tomorrow. So coming up at 8 o'clock, I think that's Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. There's going to be a press conference with Attorney Ben Crump and also one of the, let me see, what was his name? The other guy. I shared it on my community wall. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay, so he said, tomorrow I will join the family of Nolan Xavier Wells at the 117th NAACP National Convention to announce the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy conducted on their behalf. As this family continues to seek answers, we remain committed to pursuing the truth and demanding a full and transparent investigation. So that will take place in the morning. I mean, pretty soon, pretty much. Let's see. I was trying to see if there's anything else. That's his name, Derek Johnson. I was looking for his name. He's the president and CEO of the NAACP. That speaks volumes to y'all that they're going to have him there. So, ooh, y'all, prepare yourselves. Make sure you pray, okay, for whatever it is that we hear about this report. She said, I'm never going to catch up. Right, Shawana, she said, I'm going to be there with my magnifying glass. Okay, Because see, this will help us direct our investigation over here. We'll have a few more details. I hope the time of the press conference is when Al Sharpton's nap. Not the nap. He might still be sleeping at 8 o'clock. Okay, he might still be asleep. I'll be up till then. You gonna stay on up? Girl, look, let me go crash. I'm about to put all the Queen's Men on the new episode and probably fall asleep the first 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna have to start all over tomorrow, rewind back to my little part. Cause right now my eyes are getting heavy. Okay. But also let me give a shout out. What's going on with Dro? Oh, hey, King, is it Kingle? Y'all, oh my gosh. So we are I'm waiting on nothing but the truth. I did send her a message because she's waiting on the body cam footage and the interrogation room footage. However, I noticed that the activist and Dro's cousin Natalie, they did do a live tonight where they were showing some of it. So y'all, oh my gosh, Lulu, oh, in those videos looked a hot mess. I'm gonna be honest, I did not even know that was her. Y'all, they failed Dro. Okay. The police. I mean, just it's just so sickening. So yes, once we get that, where we could just sit down and thoroughly go through some things with that. Because remember, that was one of the pieces that we were waiting on. And so it looks like they are starting to send that out. So I'm glad that you asked about that. I shared a picture with the members. I was tickled. Okay. How does he remember all of this? If he can remember, then turn in the attendance sheet for each boat. Yes, that's what we need. We need a whole attendance slip. Okay. Yes. Justice for Dro. Yes. Y'all, it's so many cases. So we got the Dro case. Okay. We're going to have to revisit that because new footage. Oh, and guess what? We're going to have to revisit Malcolm Jamal Warner's, okay, his situation. So I was going to do a premiere tonight, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So we may just do a couple of lives tomorrow because his widow, okay, is suing his mother, child. But look, all I can say is I already told people that this was coming, okay? We already done clocked that was not an accidental drowning. I feel it was intentional for this reason, for money, okay? And Malcolm got the last laugh. When I heard and read through that, and Malcolm was supposed to do XYZ, and he didn't, I said, Malcolm Jamal Warner probably somewhere just looking like, gotta, okay. I was done. I said, girl, did you just marry that man for money and thought you could have a child with him and you were going to be set up? She not only wanted a $1 million insurance policy on herself, she wanted him to get another $1 million insurance policy on another person, and she could choose who that person was. Oh, no, ma'am. Baby, Malcolm said, gotta. Cause see, while y'all lying over there in Costa Rica, and this another one, y'all remember Malcolm, because the things surrounding his death was so fishy, so many stories. His mom said by the time his body got back over here, they were going to do an independent autopsy. Have we ever heard the independent autopsy results? Nope. And it was not an accidental drowning. I don't care what they say. It's not. Okay. They purposely, I'm going to say allegedly, in my opinion, set that man up to be unalive over in Costa Rica, y'all. Check out the video on my community wall. I shared tonight because that's kind of like a brief summary of all of this together. There were so many lies exposed with this wife, y'all. She has tried to sue doctors before. She's been trying to get money. Notice she wanted to be a secret while they were married and he was alive, okay? But then once he died, then here she comes trying to do this new page, trying to do this new foundation and all of that, thinking she was about to get a whole lot of money off of people. Nope, baby, she needs money now. Now she's going after his mother, okay, in the estate. So she trying to get money, talking about anniversary payments. Baby, why was Malcolm trying to pay you some anniversary payments? Like, was this a real marriage or was it some type of arranged marriage? And I don't know why he would be doing something like that when he could get any of these other single women out here. Okay. Yes, she is suing the mama. This about to get nasty. And then his mama was posting subliminal. Y'all, this is about to get nasty. The mama was posting subliminals on, okay, they both did something on the anniversary date yesterday. So it was the 1 year anniversary yesterday of his death, the same day as Nolan's funeral. And it was, oh my gosh, the irony of that, because both of them, they're going to try to say it's accidental drowning. Okay. Y'all know that's what Mississippi wanted to say. But see, thank God they did an independent autopsy for Nolan. They didn't do that for Malcolm. Okay. And Malcolm got all of that money, right? So my thing is, on the anniversary, his wife, that's when she put in the lawsuit on the anniversary of his death. And his mom did a long post. She does like these book posts, and then was throwing shade at the wife on the anniversary date of his death. Y'all, it is crazy. Malcolm did not deserve this. When I was covering this, y'all, it broke my heart. I just cannot believe it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, Erica. Thank you so much. I think it was arranged. I don't think she really wanted to be with Malcolm like that. For one, I think Malcolm, sometimes when he talked, because like we went through some of the discussions he had on his podcast and stuff like that, I think he had a hard time opening his heart up again towards anyone like that. Especially when, what was his girlfriend name that passed away? Oh my, Justine. I don't think that was her real name. I think that was her name on the show. But I don't think it was the same after that love that he had. Now, he was public with, who was the other one, y'all? Was it Regina? Oh, look, it's been a year since I covered all this, but he was public, with a couple of them, but he was never public with the wife. Child, we had found her background. She's an actress and all of this stuff. She's a psychologist. And yeah, it's about to get nasty. So we gonna definitely, y'all need to watch the video, because it'll give you some background into some of the cracks in her alibi of the story she was telling. She had even lied, saying she was here in the U.S. when Malcolm died, but she was actually over there. She was actually over there, y'all. It was all kind of things, that inconsistent statements. That's how you know Malcolm was set up. So she thought once Malcolm was out of here, because that prenup was supposed to end once he died. Come on now. Once he died, she was supposed to come into this money, she thought, from this little prenup agreement, but Malcolm did not do it. He did not do it, child. Then she told the people on that certain day, I forgot what day it was, she said her net worth was $0. I don't believe that. Girl, you got some money, okay? Because she didn't hire 2 lawyers. She's retained 2 attorneys. And now she wants it where his mom cannot use any money. She wants the court to block his mama from transferring any money out, from moving any of that money while this is in court, like from his estate. Because maybe she thinks the mom is going to try to move some of the money to another account or something like that. Yes, this is very calculated. She knew what she was doing. She said, Lord, OB, late night. Right. I said, ooh, Malcolm said, got her. Now look, now she's saying she need $1.2 million, child, that she was his chief of staff. She didn't get her salary. Well, you should have told that to Malcolm when he was alive. Okay. Now all of a sudden you're trying to go back. Oh, he done missed anniversary payments. He done missed what else she had? Child, she had a bunch of stuff on there to equal over $1.2 million. Oh my gosh, it is crazy, y'all. I just couldn't believe it. So rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. He gets the last. I'm sorry, it's not a funny situation about his death. I ain't laughing at that. But it's the irony of people will think, y'all, it reminds me of Lulu. I'm telling you, some people will think they done got over that you are gone. They gonna get cash in on your death and all of this stuff, but then comes back year later. See, that's why I say let people talk. They will eventually tell on themselves, and so now it shows her motive. It shows what was really going on. You know what I'm saying? See, back then, nobody could tell nobody nothing. When we were calling this stuff out and all of that, same thing with Lulu. I'm telling you, okay? I already see right through her. And, hey, these mamas too, y'all. These mamas get close to these daughters and stuff like that. You don't know what they be saying. Y'all, it's crazy. It really is. I bet he had the same face in the picture, right? So my Malcolm was supposed to go and do this. Malcolm's, you know what? Malcolm probably peeped how she was moving. To be honest, he was probably peeping how she was moving, and probably was like, "Oh, you ain't going, you ain't finna get that off of me." Yes, I want to know what that's about. Anniversary payments, girl. Are you Mariah Carey or what? You know, only Mariah Carey can do it. Whoo, child, it tickled me to see. I see it's the audacity. Now, I want to see how the mama gonna handle this, child, okay? Because I think they had some type of agreement between themselves, and mama didn't come clean with her portion. I'm gonna be honest, that's just my thought, my opinion. It was some probably stated between the two, and mama did not fulfill her portion of the money. Okay, so now she's trying to come after it because she didn't get it. This is crazy, y'all. It's a lot of stuff going on. So we got multiple cases. Y'all try to keep up with us, okay? There's a lot of updates and so forth. But we will be back in the morning. Well, this morning, because it's already morning. So make sure you set your notifications. Also, a shout out to Mama Magazine, the mod in the building. Thank you to Miss Josephine, Caramel Shell, Sunshine with Pink Peaches. Let's see, a Mama Magazine for being sponsors of this live. Ray, Barbara, and Sunshine with Pink Peaches. Welcome to the Open Book members. You were already family, but now you are a member. And also Philly Juice. Thank y'all for being members as well. Okay, y'all can hit that like button. It is for free. Okay, don't forget to hype up the video, subscribe, and hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank y'all so much, and I hope y'all have a blessed night, a good night, and I'll see y'all a little later this morning. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.